Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Eden Lake. This is a 2008 film. I thought it was 2007. Don't matter. Been on my list for a while. Looks good. Kelly Reilly's in it. She's from Yellowstone, or she's more recently from Yellowstone. And Michael Fassbender, who's in a lot of different things. He's in this as well. Jack O'Connell, who I personally love. I love his acting. Um, that's all I recognize. But this is when a couple goes to a remote lake on a romantic getaway. Their quiet weekend is shattered by an aggressive group of kids. Rowdiness quickly turns into rage, and the teens terrorize them, and a weekend outing becomes a battle for survival. All right. Folk horror, psychological horror, thriller, splatter horror, teen horror, tragedy, horror, thriller, and it's on everything. It's on Roku. It's on TV. What is that? Tubi, Fossum, Plex, Pluto TV. It's also on Prime, and you can buy the DVD. 6.7 on IMDb, 107,347 people rated it so far. So I don't know. It's been on my list for a while, and then I'm gonna say TikTok. It might have been some other social media thing. It came up again, like today, as because no movies came out this week for us to watch, no new movies, and so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go with it. So I'm gonna check it out. I know it's older, but you gotta check out these old movies too that I haven't seen. So stick around. I'll let you know what I think. That's Eden Lake, and I tell you what, wow. Um, you know, where do I go? First of all, let's talk about Jack O'Connell. Phenomenal. I didn't realize, I know it's back in 2008, 2007, I think 2008, whatever, doesn't matter. Which is, I don't know, 19 years ago, however long ago, 19, 18 years ago, whatever, it's a long time ago. That's a couple years ago. Greater than 15, let's go there, right? And you forget, like, I think of Jack O'Connell the way I've seen him over the last couple of years. He's a kid. He's a kid who rides a bike in this movie, but you get the acting chops from this. I now get it. Like, why I've seen him in the future. I don't think I've seen him this age before. Maybe I have, and I'm just not remembering, and maybe that's what I like him from. But wow, is he goodness? He's one of the rebellious teenagers in this who are terrorizing this couple. Kelly, whatever her name is, and Michael Fassbender. Whatever. They go out for a romantic, I guess, weekend at the lake, but they just take a prop tent, which I'm surprised. I thought they'd have a cabin or something like that, but no, it's a little prop tent that they have where they're going on the beach and they got a cooler full of food. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, not the most romantic getaway, in my opinion, but hey, to each their own. But, he's excited, they're dating, they're going to get engaged, whatever. There's a little lake they go to, these kids show up. These kids are hooligans, right? They play their music loud, they bully other kids. And so, of course, they get into a little argument between this couple and them, whatever. All could have been avoided. Of course, it would have saved us an hour and a half of a film if, Michael Bender would have just been like, all right, that's cool, whatever. But no, he's got to push it and push it and push it now, and they keep pushing it, pushing it, pushing it as well. And then one thing's to lead to another, and now they're fighting for survival, right? These kids really take it up a notch, and certain things happen, whatever. But Jack O'Connell's leading the whole gang. He's taking all these other little hooligans and making them be a part of what he wants, so far as to, kill people. And so that's what it's, and they're fighting through the woods and they're running around and hiding and like what you would typically see in a movie that you think, right? And it's like, okay, like, I don't know. I can't think of a comparison for some reason. I keep thinking of whatever. Doesn't matter. But you get it, right? They're running throughout the woods. You've seen stuff like this before where somebody's chasing them through the woods. They're fighting for survival, right? And the whole question is, oh, what's going to happen? And it continues on. And it's only an hour and a half long, but they do a great job. I can't go into any greater detail. When you think the movie's over, which is great, it's not. And I shouldn't say enjoy the ending. I appreciate the ending. I like what they decided to do with this film. And this is you know, I felt makes a good film better, if you will. And Jack O'Connell does a great job, and she does a great job, and the premise isn't easy to watch. It's also hard to watch, but it's a great piece of filmmaking. And I have to just say, I'm not going to ruin the ending, but spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, it's 2007 or 8, and so here we are in 2026, which now I did the math, like 18 years, whatever. If you haven't seen it yet, whatever. But check it out. I don't want to ruin it for you, but the fact that, like, okay, you think it's over, she gets away. Now, when she gets in the car with the kid, it's like, oh no, this is a problem. But then when she shows up at the party, it's like, oh goodness, what could happen? What could go wrong? Whoa, what a wrong party to show up at. Okay, oh no, now what? Escape through the bathroom? No, no, she's not going to escape through the bathroom window. No, the scene ends, with Jack O'Connell in the mirror with the glasses. That's where I think people don't take enough risks like that nowadays. They always want the cookie cutter happy ending, and this didn't. And I think this is why it was recommended for me to watch, and I'm glad I did, and I recommended it for you. But if you're listening to me now, you've already seen it, and you probably agree. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.